Hi, everybody, and welcome to SunBurst Tarot. Or today, I want to take a look into the esports scene and kind of what's kind of coming up for it. But also, I want to take more specifically a look into the League of Legends scene. I know last year I did an esports reading, the future of esports, and I think it was a little too broad. So I want to kind of more dig into the more specific esports type of stuff. So let's take a look into League of Legends. That's the one I'm most familiar with. And as I've kind of dug in, I've learned some more. So with that, let's dive in. I want to see what's kind of the future of League of Legends. They're holding their worlds this year in America with a lot of unrest. And so I want to take a look at what's kind of going on with Riot and all of that. So without further ado, let's get into it. But reminder, everything that I'm saying is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. No fact serial, just my opinion, psychic downloads, and the such. So if you want to use what I'm saying to help form your own thoughts, opinions, and conclusions, please do so. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Also, my readings are just my opinions and or thoughts. Yeah, so with that, let's kind of take a look into what's kind of the vibe of League of Legends as the esports Riot, the company, kind of come in up here in the moment. So the star, we're on the downfall. We're on the tail end of League of Legends, the star reversed. It's like we're losing popularity, we're losing fame, we're losing accolades, we're losing kind of the spark of the community. Why is this? Because there's like a change in the world. There's also a change in truth, transparency, also like how people are connecting to the game. What are the people actually connecting up to? Because currently it feels like we're trying to find their identity. Riot League is trying to like find its identity again, or figure out like what works, what isn't. With the Hermit card up right here as well, it does feel to me in a material sense they are trying to find different ways to make money from it. I know I'm a part of it. It makes a lot of money. Riot makes a lot of money. League makes a lot of money. But looking here, it does feel as though they're trying to find new ways or different paths of making money or doing stuff with League of Legends. And they're kind of like doing a lot of it internally. So a lot of internal shifts, a lot of internal hires, potentially some more layoffs. But it feels like they're trying to do like almost a restructure of the whole company and of the whole game, because their hopes and fears here with the Temperance card, they want to shake things up on an emotional level. That's the hope here. The fear is kind of staying at where they're at. So when I see the Temperance card reversed, especially in like the hopes position, so I read hopes upright, fears reversed, or in the opposite, right? So for the hopes here, like as the card is, it's the Temperance card. When I see it reversed, they want to shake things up. They want to, I feel like, pour more of their time, money, and effort into one end and kind of almost take it from another. So I don't know if they are changing up one of their games. I don't know if they are like taking money out of League and putting it somewhere else. It feels like they want to develop something else. So we're kind of like gutting the League of Legends game, or like the development team, or that branch of the game, and putting it in other places. This could be maybe the League 2. This could be something else. But the League of Legends like base game that it feels like they're trying to go away from it a little bit, but they're trying to take money from it and put it somewhere else. The fear here is that they stay the same, is that everything's equal and balanced, and that they just maintain the status quo. It feels like they're trying to push the boundaries because something is waning, and they're trying to push a new truth or a new direction. The some unseen obstacles though here, it does feel is that there is going to be community backlash, or when the community kind of finds this out, they're kind of a little upsetty spaghetti in terms of the direction of the game, where it's going, how it's headed, or where maybe money or resources aren't being funneled into it. Because from a negative influence here, there's different people connections, there's relationships here. It's almost like, I don't know if Riot itself has like deals or competitors or other like relationships that they have, whether it's in the industry, in the gaming sphere, in other places, that they kind of need to attend to. Again, I don't know all the ins and outs of Riot, so I apologize. But in terms of League of Legends, the negative influence for, I feel like them trying to change direction as well, is that a lot of people are connected to it and a lot of people love the game. And there is like a symbiotic relationship that a lot of people kind of rely on it for. Because what's going for Riot, what's going for League right now is that they're kind of delaying the inevitable. They're delaying a change, but this feels like more of like a gradual change rather than like a catastrophic collapse of League. They're kind of like transferring it over into somewhere. It's like they're trying to, like, the worst of it they're trying to avoid, and it does seem that they are doing so. So with whatever that they're doing now, it does seem like they're on the right track from completely changing everything. They're doing a lot of implementation in the base game now, so that when they bring in, it feels like I'm bringing in the new game, a new game or something new that they're working on, that it's going to be easy for the existing base to transfer on over. And I'm hearing ding, 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 ding. Like, so whatever they're trying to do is like they're gutting League to put it into something else. And I know people are and before, and like the big thing that I'm getting shown here is the implementation of WASD. The WASD movement is something super important for them to implement in this game, to where they're trying to take the next iteration of things. Like, that was super important, and that's kind of like going to help them, like, the company take it to like another space, right? Or get them like almost shifted over. Because here in the past, the world starting a new cycle, but also it's like we're presenting one way but doing things differently behind the scenes. Like we wear two different faces, but it's also like we need to end the old way of doing things so we can start something new. Because here in the future, it's the death of League. Now, can I tell you timing? No, but League of Legends, as we know it, the game, the base game, League of Legends, is coming to an end. I don't know when it'll come to an end. Maybe like 5 years from now, maybe 6. But like, it's coming to an end, but they're doing this in like a slow process, a slow rollout of kind of like getting it to go somewhere. If I'm not mistaken too, I know that they're doing like a big update to League here, if I'm not mistaken, in 2027, somewhere around there, because they're trying to implement a new one, and they're like, they say it's not League of Legends 2. They don't say it in that way, but it's essentially League of Legends 2. Or they're trying to get people over to their other game, Valorant, which I feel like is they would probably like more. Allegedly conspiracy, whatever, in my opinion. That's kind of this is the general vibe that I'm feeling about League and developers and Riot and what they're kind of trying to do right now. It's like we're trying to gut League of Legends to put it into something else. Feels like it's going to try to go to Valorant. Like, it's almost, I don't know why, but we will see. Okay. What other information can we get about how is Riot feeling about League of Legends, the game? Like, how are they feeling about it? Burnt. They feel burnt by the game is the first thing that kind of comes to my mind. Also, what else, how are they feeling? How is Riot feeling about the League of Legends game? How are they feeling? Page of Cups. Why is this? Well, they don't see the game as completely done and over with. Because at the center of it, the Page of Cups, it's like there's a new offer, but there's also a really young energy of like wanting, it feels like, to be like, how can we get young folk interested in the game, but also maintaining the nostalgia of it with the Six of Cups. From a material influence, they have a very, very steady, like, long-term base of people. It's happy, it's fun, it's family. just feeling like this is a like this is like a legacy game. This is like the families get together and they do it. Like there's like an emotional part of like we really want to keep this around. It's just been around, it's family, it's legacy, it's, and not just from like, oh, it's made us a lot of money legacy, but from like an emotional aspect of like, this is our baby, right? With the Page of Cups is the youngest card in all of tarot, at least for me. And so like seeing this, it's like they feel very nostalgic, and it's like, what can we do with this game? What can we do with the lore and things that have been developed? Because the hopes and fears here is that they aren't nurturing it. The hopes here is like they kind of just want it to be standalone, do its own thing. As the Empress as well, is that for some reason it feels like Riot wants this game to fail. Their hope with the Empress reversed is like, we want this game to fail so they can move to the next thing, but people aren't letting it go, because the unseen obstacle here is that it feels like we're trying to do things, allegedly, in my opinion. Again, I don't know anybody at these companies. I don't make these decisions. I'm just a chick reading cards online. Because with the Magician reversed here, it does seem as though when it comes to Riot, there's a lot of internal policies that are very contradictory to actions that Riot has been making publicly. Because the negative influence here, this game is just too strong. In my opinion, they would love to get rid of it, but they can't. Its base is too strong. The amount of money it makes is too strong. And it's just too much of a, we can't let this go, because if we do, we tank the entire company type of vibe. It's too strong and people are too attached. Because what's going for this though, there is somebody who is trying to gut it. Riot, if they could, they would gut it. They would be greedy. They would be selfish. They're going to keep pushing more gotcha systems, more systems to get more money out of people, because honestly, I feel like they're just looking at it as like a cash cow. How much more can we milk this game? And they're like, how much more can we milk it? How much more can we milk it? How much more can we do it? And just like, they're not... And they're like, you guys keep giving us stuff. We can't get rid of it. It's too powerful to get rid of, to be 100% honest. Because here in the past, yeah, our hands are kind of tied when it comes to League. Our hands are tied. Like, we can't do anything. We're a victim of our own circumstances here and here in the future. I just keep seeing this, and it's actually kind of funny. So the Four of Cups, when I see it reversed, it's like you're looking towards what makes you happy, right? Riot, I think, is looking at League, and they're like, we don't want to do this. We don't want to do this. But in reality, they're kind of having to take the gift that is coming to them. That is League. League is not dying. They want it to die. League would love it for it to die. It's going to change for sure. It feels like Riot wants this to change, wants everything to go to a different way. However, Riot needs the money. Riot needs to have League keep floating them, allegedly, conspiracy, whatever. And they're just gonna have to take it that League is that successful and League is that long-standing. It does feel like, again, there's a massive shift. Riot wants to shift things. They want it to go to different platforms. They want to go to different games. Again, I know what I said in the previous little spread, where it's like 5 to 6 years, feels like we're getting a new game, a new something, right? And I do still feel like we're going to get that. There's like a new League at one point in time. That's like 5-6 years away. However, with the Four of Cups reversed, man, Riot is having to say, we've tried getting rid of this game and we can't get rid of it. And shareholders will riot against Riot if they do. I don't know why they would want to get rid of League, but we can take a look into that. I don't know. Now I'm just curious and I'm being nosy because I love looking at companies and just and like how they do this. Like, I don't know. This is what I'm most interested in. And then I do want to take a look at League of Legends Worlds this year. And see how that's going to turn out, right? Oh, let's take a look-see here. League Riot and why does Riot want to get rid of League? Why does Riot want to get rid of League? I'm just so curious. Why would Riot want to get rid of League? Because they want to do something new. They want change. Why do they want change? Because they're worried about League. I don't know why are they worried about League, I wonder. They have been seeing the numbers drop off. Also, is there like institutional change or legal change coming from like higher institutions when it comes to gaming monetization, how much people can game, how much people can, like, are there legislations or bills being put into place that are kind of limiting the amount of like screen time for things? Because I'm looking at Riot here and like, why do they want to get rid of it? It's because there's a changing landscape from a material influence. There's a changing landscape, especially amongst legislation. And how to make money, how not to make money. This is my material influences here. Again, they want to make change because they are worried about material change, worried about governmental change. The big man's on top. Also, did they just get a new CEO at Riot, or did they get like a new financial people or chairman of the board? Because this is also giving me the sense that there's somebody at the top who's like, why do we still keep having this game? Where is the change? Where is the innovation? Where are our numbers and where is our profit? Why are our profit margins not jumping exponentially? Because the hopes and fears here, again, the Knight of Cups, emotional manipulation, gaslighting, like they're not putting effort in. Also, when it comes to League and why does Riot want to get rid of it, it just seems like they just want people to keep giving, and they don't understand why people keep giving. They just don't at this point. It's also like, I don't know if there's been like a brand deal or something that's kind of fallen through as of late, because the unseen obstacle here though is the Chariot. They're not gonna be able to move forward with getting rid of it. They just can't. It's not working. Unseen obstacle for why they can't get rid of it. The Chariot reversed. Nothing's moved forward. It feels like maybe other things that they've been trying to put into place had just keep falling or failing or like falling apart, and like nothing is catching. There's no innovation. There's just not. There's like nothing that's catching or sparking people's interests. It's like everyone wants something new. Everyone wants to like charge forward. Like that's what they want. However, the unseen obstacle, no one's budging. Everyone's staying still and not moving because the negative influence here. King of Swords as well. I don't know who's in charge of the League of Legends stuff, and I don't know who's in charge of the board and or Riot, but like, who's ever in charge of like the League of Legends division in Riot Games, it also feels like that person does not get along with a board member or a chairman member, and has kind of just started telling people off there, and it just almost feels like it's punishment. The board wants to like punish this person, but they can't really do it, because if they do it, then like there's massive like backlash within the company itself, that they're like, so I'm getting that there's also internal board politics here. Like, people don't like the person who runs League of Legends division, like, because they're not wrong and it pisses people off. Because again, what's going for it? Again, too many people like the game. There's also a sense that so the CEO of Riot and the person who runs the League of Legends division also, I think, get along really well, along with one of the other game developers that gets along really well. But there's also like a challenge when it comes to funding as well. Interesting. The person who's in charge of League of Legends has requested more funding from Riot Games. Like when they put together their budget every year, it's like we request more, but it's like almost every year their budget is slashed in half, and like all that money that they requested is going into other divisions or to a different place to do development. And that's due to one person sucking up to like the board or some sort of other funding stuff, so the funding goes to that place rather than say to the game that makes them the most money. So they're like narrowing profit, so they're narrowing down overhead costs and profit, and like so like yeah, so they're narrowing down the overhead costs so their profits skyrocket, which has led to still some unhappiness in the game. And also here in the past, again, rapid movement, rapid change. They wanted to change something very quickly, very rapidly. And here in the future, the star. League of Legends is going to keep getting big. Oh, gosh. Again, I love... This is just weird, man. Will Riot be able to get rid of this game? Let me rephrase this. Will Riot be able to get rid of the League of Legends franchise? No. No, they will not. No matter how much other people are trying to. Is at the bottom of the deck, the Three of Wands. They've had Riot itself in like, why do they want to get rid of it? They have to go back to the drawing board because every time that they've tried to almost sabotage it, try to get it to go away, try to do this, try to do that, really bring it down and elevate other proponents or other parts of their business, it has just failed massively. League of Legends has been consistent. Everything else has failed massively. And so like whatever they're trying to do, whether this is punishment, whether this is they're trying to intentionally tank it from a board member's perspective because they don't like people or they want to change things, it's still working. And I don't think it's going to stop working. At least not for a bit. Because also it feels like and I'm actually going to go back to because I keep going back and I'm like, something's not making sense. League of Legends divisional, that department feels like it's headed toward, like there's going to be and this might be like the League of Legends base game, there might be another iteration within the next 5 to 6 years. That's probably closer to reality. Okay, so now I do want to take a look at Worlds this year. It is being held in Texas. The US of A. And I want to take a look at how that's gonna go. Because, I don't know, I live in the States. And things are kind of honky-dory, kind of weird. And, yeah, I don't know where we're gonna be in, like, 9 months from now. Right. So let's just take a look. Riot... Worlds, League of Legends Worlds of 2026. How's this gonna go? Oh boy. It's not moving. For people who want it moved, it's not moving. There's gonna be a lot of backlash though. A lot of fights. Lots of back and forth. There's gonna be issues with flights. There's gonna be issues with people. Why? Because it's not leaving the homeland, the Four of Wands. It's not leaving. It's still a celebration, but it's not leaving where it's currently located at. Because from a material influence here, the Eight of Swords reversed, it's like they're kind of just stuck. Their hands are tied a little bit because the hopes and fears. There's a lot of people who want it to change. Also, I think this is going to be a really, really shittily run Worlds. There's a lot of change. There's a lot of... God, this is going to be bad. It's not going to be pretty. That's for damn sure. A lot of people want it to change. A lot of people want it to go somewhere else. But, they want... on the unseen obstacle. There's a lot of people, this is going to be a manifestation journey. There's also way too much money. Kind of, the world isn't moving. If y'all think world is moving, it's not. I mean, that's the energy I'm getting now. They aren't going to move worlds. They aren't going to try and put it in like a different country. It's going to stay in the USA. And because there's a lot of money tied to it. The unseen obstacle here with that Nine of Cups upright is that they're just like, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Let's close our eyes, hope, wish, manifest. it's almost kind of like close our eyes, put the blinders on, and just do what we got to do. Because what's going for this situation? Four of Swords reversed. Old issues are going to be popping back up. So I don't know if there were issues the last time Worlds was held in America, but whatever those issues were that time, they're happening again. Also, I do feel like there might be visa issues when it comes to getting players from outside of the United States into the country. Because here in the past, yeah, we're just going to go for it. We're going to cook something up. And here in the future, 7 of Cups reversed. It's like we know what we're doing. We know what's going to happen. Things are going to be super transparent. Because, goodness, they're going to defend this decision. It's like they're keeping it in America. They can't not have it there right now. Oh, God. Because there's too much money tied up into it. It's going to be kind of a little bit of a shit show. It's going to be difficult. This is going to... there's going to be issues with visa. There's going to be issues with travel because it's staying in the United States. And things are getting even cracked down harder. There's also going to be certain players... I'm going to say this now. There's going to be certain players from certain teams that are not going to be allowed to compete at Worlds. Potentially. There might be some struggle. There might be some issues when it comes to visas. If I was an organization who runs or works in these circles, you make sure all your players are kind of scrubbing their likes, their dislikes, their Twitters, their Instagrams. They better keep that shit sharp. And be very careful on how they talk about politics, in their own country, in other countries, because there might be, like, we've looked at your social media and we've deemed you not fit to stay here in the United States. So just be careful this thing. So that's what I got here, y'all. Yeah, I hope y'all enjoy. Feel free, like, comment, subscribe if y'all want me to take a look into any of the regions. So LCK, LTA, LCS. Oh God, what's the last one? Is it the LPL? Sorry, those are the 4 major ones that I know of. If you want me to take a look into any of those, let me know. I can look into the different teams. If y'all are interested, see how those are going to go this year. So thank you much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, whenever you're watching. If y'all want to book a personal reading with me or join YouTube members, see videos, other videos, otherwise go check out my sports reading. I will have a couple of those linked here. I have done some esports stuff, so check that out if you want. Otherwise, thank you again, and I hope to see you all in the next one. So thank you, and bye.